Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight I'm here to talk to you about a specific thread on Reddit that I came across this evening and wanted to just get on here, share it with you guys. Some of you might have already seen it, but if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I was over on the Without a Crystal Ball subreddit tonight, and I was just seeing, kind of what's going on. The whole thing with the lawsuit is sort of just getting completely out of control, and I feel like enough people are covering the lawsuit, so I'm not going to talk about it today because I feel like there's just an abundance of people talking about it, and y'all are probably all caught up to date by this point. If you're not, it's a complete three-ring circus. It's a mess, and it's become something that I never thought it would be, in the worst way possible. So either way, lawsuit's a disaster, lots of lawyers going back and forth with each other. But I wanted to check on the subreddit. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. I have voiced my main concern, which is small, that I have with the subreddit. And some people agree with me, some people don't. That's okay. That's what we're allowed to do on this platform. We can all have different opinions and talk about it. I have said that in other videos. I think that discussing the way that Katie looks physically is just not something that should really be up for debate. I think that there are so many other things that we can criticize her for, but making fun of the way that she looks is just not one that I want to participate in. So that's my disclaimer. But this post, I'll throw it up here so you guys can see it. This was in her video where she was giving advice to YouTubers, and I was mentioned. And evidently someone left a comment on this video, and I know who it is because I can tell by the avatar. She's one of my subscribers. She's very sweet. She's been with me for a very long time. Basically, the gist of the video was how nobody should be talking about Katie's appearance, which I'm completely on board with. I agree with. I just talked about that, and I've talked about it in many other videos. But again, this is where the hypocrisy comes into play with Katie, because she has said things that were not very nice about me, and same applies to many other people that she's talked about. But this comment says, "But you watched Radiantbritt with Uni and Kyle and made fun of her looks." And if you guys don't know what she's referring to, there was a live stream last summer where Unirock and his sidekick Kyle really did a number, and they did this live stream. It was completely disgusting, the parts of it that I did see, and it was really bad. So touche, I know that this is a fact because I've heard parts of that live stream. And Katie responded and said, "I didn't say anything about her looks." Lies. They might have, but not me. Deflection. If I did, I don't remembers. I honestly had never watched any of her videos until today. There was a couple months ago where she said that she didn't know who I am, but she knew that I made videos about her. So I really wish that, and I realize this is going to fall on deaf ears, but I really wish that she would just own it. Just stop lying. So many people can prove what the facts are. At this point, she would help herself more if she was just upfront and honest about stuff and would just own being messy and, being not a nice person than trying to play both sides of the fence. It would serve her better to just be honest at this point, because everything she says that's a lie, people can prove that it's a lie. It's very easy to do. And then the icing on the cake is that Katie added another response 1 minute later that said, "Radiantbritt has done a lot of bashing of me. Just FYI." So this gets into people just lying. And I think that there are some things on YouTube where you can look at a creator and some people will say, "Oh, well, that's a good creator," and some people will say that's a bad creator or that's an annoying creator. Fine. We all see things differently. However, When you are outright lying about a YouTuber, that's where problems arise. I have not once bashed her appearance, her parenting skills, her marriage, nothing. Her personal choices, you know, I have encouraged her to maybe not drink alcohol when she's on live because I've seen how that can unfold and get very messy very quickly. That is the only criticism that I have offered her that might be kind of, I don't know, some people might look at it and be like, oh, well, you shouldn't have an opinion about that, whatever. Okay, that's the only thing that I've ever said that was outside of maybe the norm of what I discuss. So some of the comments on here were very interesting. And the first one, KJ, not kissing my ass equals bashing. And I've said this for a very long time. If you're not in her echo chamber, then you're a hater or you're a troll. I think that anyone who has watched her for even a short amount of time can figure that out very quickly. If you are not praising me and applauding me for every good and bad decision that I make, then you're going to be blocked, you'll be kicked out. And that was what I witnessed very early on, back when I was still a subscriber of hers. The next comment says, KJ, I don't care if people talk about me, I'm a public figure. Next statement, stop talking about me, it's bullying and harassment and I'll sue you. Yeah. And this is so accurate. Someone said she's going to be on the stand at trial and be like, maybe I did, but I don't remember. Exactly. Then cut to Salty playing a video showing what she doesn't remember. And then there were a couple other people that said, I'm pretty sure Radiantbritt hasn't bashed her, and I think she has even said in videos she doesn't want to make comments about someone's looks, which I have. Radiantbritt literally just provides commentary and criticism, but it's not senseless bashing. Yeah, exactly. This is funny. Her memory loss is very convenient for her. If Radiantbritt was bashing her, then what does she call what she does? You know, that's the big thing. I've always said, let's talk about her behavior, not her appearance, because I've always thought that you can lose a lot of credibility very quickly when you just come onto your channel and you start making fun of how someone looks, or, you know, just things that are out of their control. Like, there are so many things that Katie does in a given day that we can discuss and dissect and give commentary on. And even if it gets a little shady or, you know, what does she like to say? Snarky. Even if it's a little snarky at times, I know what actual snark is, and I know what actual bullying is. And the reason that I know what actual bullying is because I've experienced it. I've experienced it from a young age, and, you know, I realize what it can do to someone. So I would never use my platform for that. And then one other comment that I wanted to address here, I thought was just interesting. Someone said, not bad-mouthing Radiant, but she has said no more KJ videos too many times for me to believe it at this point. I have never said I'm not going to cover Katie anymore. That's never been something that I've said. I know for a fact. I have at times said that I'm going to slow down and I'm going to pull back because I felt like the coverage of her was just so oversaturated, and I had heard from people that they were tired of hearing about her. So instead of continuing to pile it on and just make content and continue to dissect the same things, I made the decision to reel it in a little bit and save my commentary for when I felt like it was appropriate, and not just dissecting every little thing that she does. So I've never said I'm not going to cover her anymore, because I do think that she's one of those YouTubers that is very interesting to sort of look at once in a while. But as far as daily videos or even multiple weekly videos, that is what I'm talking about. When I say I'm going to pull back, I'm reserving videos that I make on her for when I think that they're needed, either when she discusses me directly, like she did in that video last week, or when something is shown to me or something that I see is intriguing enough that I think that I want to share it with you guys and give my opinion on it. So I hope that that makes sense. I just think that at a certain point, I'm tongue-tied. I just think that at a certain point, there are so many people covering the same exact topics. That's also why I haven't been reading the court documents, because I realized that there are a lot of people on YouTube reading the court documents, and for me to read them doesn't really make sense, you know. And on top of it, I realized that a lot of my subscribers don't want to sit and hear me just read a bunch of documents that are mundane and sort of boring and very, very lengthy. So either way, I try to reserve my videos for when they make sense, but hopefully all of that, you know, is good with you guys. I know that a lot of you really enjoy my coverage of Katie and my commentary on her, and I do think that part of the reason people have enjoyed it is because I have sort of structured the videos that I've done in a way where it's not bullying or demeaning or just cruel. I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I do think that that keeps people coming back. It keeps them in tune with what I'm saying, because I'm not just sitting up here throwing shade and not making any legitimate points. There was also a video that was on my Explore page from Adam McIntyre. I do not subscribe to him, but it was on my Explore page, and it said, "Without a crystal ball is the worst." So shocking, she's the worst. Basically, Katie had tweeted, and I think it's a deleted tweet because I could not find it, or it's just I wasn't looking back far enough, but I think she deleted it because she loves to tweet and delete. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. I'll put text on screen or something. But essentially, she was what she was saying was that something along the lines of, the claims against Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson are too old to take seriously, or something along those lines. I'm not saying that verbatim, but if I can find the tweet, I'll put it on the screen. I just want to say, and this is not going to be a really long conversation because it is so gross to even think about someone that would say, "Oh, well, your scenario is too old to be taken seriously." Excuse me. I want to go back in history a little bit, a few months, and let's talk about when Katie came forward with her story. And she shared her story that was many, many years old at the time, and people listened to her, and I realize not everyone listened to her, but some people listened to her and offered sympathy and you know, gave her attention and sent their condolences to her and patted her on the back for being able to share her story. Nobody said, at least that I saw, "That's too old, nobody cares." So who are you to sit up on your Twitter and say that anything is too outdated to matter? Who are you? I think one of the most powerful things that I have learned as a creator and as a public figure, I realize I say public because my platform is so small, but there are still 9,000 people at least that know who I am. When you have a platform, it is so important to stand behind words that you put out, stand behind content that you publish. I have seen so much tweet and delete and getting rid of stuff with Katie. It is so irresponsible to put things out, especially that are heavier in nature, or more serious in nature, I should say. Put those out, let people see them, and then delete it. Or, you know, you get caught in something and you apologize and then you get rid of it. As creators, everybody should be held to the same regard, in that what you put out, you stand behind. The things that you publish, you mean it. You're not putting things out just to toss it out there, see what kind of reaction you get, and then delete it if it's not a good reaction. That has to stop. And I don't think that there's going to be any guidelines put out as far as that goes. I realize that, but it is absolutely reckless to see how some of these creators will carry themselves online. Whether they have 500 followers or 5 million, it is still important to stand behind the things that you publish. And if you're not sure, then sleep on it. If you're not sure how you're going to feel about it tomorrow, then don't put it out tonight so that you have to delete it. People screenshot stuff. People have already seen it. It makes you look even dumber when you put it out and then you delete it, like it never happened. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this. I did want to share them with you guys. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.